not learned anything from any business schools. I don't have a family history of doing business, and I'm not the second generation. Being the first generation entrepreneurs always learn from our own mistakes. For me, it is not that I want to stick to the area which I am an expert or something which is known to me. Rather, I always try to see why not, rather than rejecting opportunities. The areas which most of the activities I'm not an expert at all. When we are doing things, there should be something for others to get benefited. So when I'm talking to younger generation about business, I can share the mistakes I have done, and I can tell them, okay, not this way. We had people who showed interest and who were ready to take these challenges, to take it ahead, made it possible.
Welcome back to another episode of 25 and Beyond. I'm Shana Abdurrahman. If you had joined us for our first episode, you would remember that we had Mr. E.P. Abdurrahman, our chairman and founder. We went back to the very beginning of the story. Today, he's back with us. This time to share some milestones that CareNCure has to grow further. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, going great.
Going great. Last time we explored the history of CareNCure. And when we think about the history, there are always some milestones that changed the course of CareNCure. So when you look back, what are some of the key milestones that you still hold very close to the fact that CareNCure became CareNCure because of them?
Yeah, when I look back, as I told you in the past, that we started CareNCure in 2000. At that time, I was still working. And I resigned from my job in 2006 and became full-time with CareNCure from 2007, January onwards. That is the time I wanted to focus on an area which I was busy doing in my career, that is trading of pharma products. So I approached some of the companies who wanted a distributor here in Qatar, and we got the exclusive distribution for a nutraceutical company, that is 21st Century. So 21st Century Vitamin is still one of the largest selling product here in Qatar, and in our portfolio, that 21st Century has an important space. So that was a milestone, and we added more and more products into the trading division, and that was the beginning of CareNCure trading, which we expanded into medical equipments, consumables, FMCG, food, non-food. So that was the beginning. Second milestone was entering into engineering divisions with the help and support of my dear friend Mr. Salim. He was doing a job in Dubai in this particular field of filters. So we decided to start a company here, and that was the beginning of Hydrocare. Hydrocare now have three verticals. One is, of course, filters, air, oil, and hydraulic filters. We are the exclusive distributors for various world-renowned brands. And second, we have the hydraulic hoses and hose crimping and trading. Third, now recently we have added the pneumatics, and we are the exclusive distributors for API pneumatics for the whole MENA region. So Hydrocare was started in 2008, and now we have expanded to 4 countries, that is Qatar, UAE, Oman, and Saudi. And that is another division of CareNCure, which is expanding exponentially. And of course, we have added other engineering divisions in telecom. We also entered into ELV, securities, and these were all different milestones, and we could grow into different verticals. And of course, lately we entered into India, and we started our retail pharmacies. We also started a contracting company to do government projects there in the name of Lionfras, and different verticals in India as well. So each stage of our growth, different directions, expansions into different verticals were possible with the help and support and guidance of our team members and also our friends in the industry. So that is the areas which most of the activities I'm not an expert at all. So we had people who showed interest and who were ready to take these challenges to take it ahead, made it possible.
That's actually amazing. I'm just thinking, when you talked about the different people who has supported you and the different divisions, because we started with a pharmacy all the way back in 2000, and then suddenly you started trading, and after that you connected with your cousin and started Hydrocare, which is into filters, and they've recently come into pneumatics. And in between all of that, there was the other engineering divisions that specializes in ELV, CCTV systems, fiber optics, and all of that. I'm just thinking, you have diversified so much. Why not just stay in a single industry? Why have all your eggs in different baskets? Why not in one?
My life and the journey of Care and Cure has a lot of coincidences. As I rightly said, Hydrocare was not a planned expansion from my side. My friend Salim wanted to have something of his own when he was working in UAE. I said, fine, I'll support you as long as you will take care of the business part, and I can support you in terms of the business management and maybe the finance side. So that is how the Hydrocare was born. And he was already in the field of filters, air, oil, and hydraulic filters. Then we added hydraulic hoses and hose crimping services also into it and started Hydrocare here in Qatar. Late in year 2008 we started, and this was expanded to UAE, Saudi, and Oman as well. So now Hydrocare is second largest division in Care and Cure, which has expanded to all these places in different cities as well. And we are running 18 retail wing, and we have trading division in all these 4 countries. And later, our telecom division also was another coincidence. This was started by a few boys from our place, and they were struggling to manage this business. And they wanted me to join as a partner, and later they said if you could take it over, because they were finding difficulty in being partners even. So that is how the Algalia computers were taken over by Care and Cure, and we expanded it to a 200 plus member company, and we were even awarded as the preferred contractor for Uridu. Third, of course, as you said, Carecom and Alkima, these are the ELV and securities division. We are exclusive distributors for various brands of cameras and products. So this again was started by a few of my friends who wanted my support locally and to be a partner with them. And later they said, when it was struggling, they said if Care and Cure could take it over. And we took over. Then slowly we have expanded, and now it is one of a major division for Care and Cure. Same way in India, we have a contracting company, La Infras. That is again, it was a business started by a friend of mine who is a contractor and a civil contractor. Now currently we are doing major projects for the government, roads, bridges, and other infrastructural projects. So this is how Care and Cure has been diversifying. For me, it is not that I want to stick to the area which I am an expert or something which is known to me. Rather, I always try to see why not, rather than rejecting opportunities. So that is how Care and Cure could expand into all these verticals.
That's actually really interesting how, things just worked out for you slowly until at this point now Care and Cure is very diversified and successful, alhamdulillah. And it makes me think, you must have had a lot of experiences throughout, obviously, as an entrepreneur. But were there any of these milestones, any any specific situations you've had where you must have felt that this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what Care and Cure is supposed to do. Our vision, our mission, this is exactly why Care and Cure came into being.
As an entrepreneur, we have been doing a lot of business. When we grew bigger and when I'm growing older, my focus right now and my area of happiness and feeling contented is building businesses for the future and particularly for our team members who can benefit from this. And of course, when we are doing things, there should be something for others to get benefited. And when we are able to give job opportunities and growth opportunities for our team members and Care and Care family as a whole, that definitely make a lot of sense. And as Care and Cure growing further and going beyond 25 years, I definitely feel we have to grow for the future and future generations, whether it be within Care and Cure family, or maybe there are a lot of people who would like to be or would be joining Care and Cure family in future. So that is the responsibility of every entrepreneur to build a pathway for people to join.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. The aim, your purpose changes once, you've reached to a point, and I completely agree because as you rightly said, in the beginning it was all about growth, and now that you're older, mature, more wiser, now it's about giving back to the people who supported you throughout the journey. And that's actually a very inspirational attitude. I'm thinking, throughout all of these years, were there any lessons that you learned, maybe the hard way, maybe the right way, of how to do business, that might be able to help our viewers who are watching you?
Of course, initially it is all excitement and passion, and then we learn a lot of lessons from our mistakes, what we have done. I have done so many mistakes in my journey, and it has always been a trial and error method because I have not learned anything from any business schools. I don't have a family history of doing business, and I'm not the second generation. Being the first generation entrepreneurs, always learn from our own mistakes. So when I'm talking to younger generation about business, I can share the mistakes I have done, and I can tell them, okay, not this way, it is the other way. So this is one thing. So we have learned a lot of lessons, and what I will be telling everyone is two things. One, of course, look at your cash flow. Cash is the key, and we have to know how the money is coming and how the money is going. So every penny which is coming and going is something always we have to keep an eye. Many entrepreneurs make a mistake of when they are expanding, they depend on team members to look at all the finances and the cash flow and everything, and they only go behind the business development part. But I spend quite some time looking at my cash flow and the financial health of the business. Second, of course, team members come, take salary and work, but usually there is not much of an importance given to the feelings of each and every employee. And I strongly believe it is not what we speak and what we give people remember. It is how we make them feel that they will be remembering. So the feelings and what memories we create at Care and Cure with our team members are very important. So we give a lot of importance for the feelings of our own teammates. And of course, for me as a person, personally, I am paying back to those who suffered in the initial stage of success of Care and Cure, particularly my family. So trying to spend more time and as much as possible, trying to bring them on board so that they understand why I did those in the early years.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. And it's actually, I wonder, now that you think about all of the mistakes that you made, do you think if you were given another chance, you would do it differently?
Yeah, of course. At Care and Cure, what we did 25 years ago and how we did is not the same way we are doing it after 25 years or in the recent past. All those lessons we have learned have been applied in the newer ventures. And even when we are starting a new pharmacy, we are not doing the same way how we used to do in the past. So every learning have been applied, or we are trying to apply and improving. And it is not just me. My role has been reduced to a very small percentage in the overall management of Care and Cure. So our team members have learned, and they are coming up with the newer ideas. And it is not just their hands and legs are used here; it is their brains too. So we have inputs from everyone, and we have a collective decision making. And unless in the past we have a core team who is using their brain, and we have brainstormings, and decisions are taken collectively with the ownership collectively. So these are all the changes happened. Initially everything was centralized. Now it has been decentralized, and it is the team rules, and team is leading.
That's wonderful. And I think part of the reason why our first core value is team oriented, and then the rest of the things come, which is accountability, customer delight, performance driven, and finally creatively unique. So you definitely had that in mind when you made team oriented the first core value,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
That's right. Okay, now I wanted to ask if you could tell us what is the next milestone that we can see in the near future.
Again, as we are turning into a new era after the age of 25, we have to grow bigger and better. And bigger and better cannot be done by a single person or only the existing leaders. So when we are looking at various verticals, we see a lot of opportunities in all our area of activities. We are building new leaders, new generations to come forward, and Care and Cure is going to grow bigger and better under the leadership of the new leaders. And this is what I'll be looking at, and I'm quite excited about it. So, from me, I would rather see how these people are taking Care and Cure ahead. And when more leaders are coming forward to take the leadership, the growth is going to be much faster. And we see a lot of opportunities in the neighboring countries, particularly Saudi. We have started our activities, and recently we have been aggressively growing there. So there is a huge opportunity we see in other countries. And in India, also we see a lot of opportunities. Qatar, of course, that has an organic growth, and we are gradually growing in these places as well. So the future of Care and Cure will be largely depending on other countries and other portfolios, I see, rather than being in the retail pharmacy as a flagship organization or flagship division of Care and Cure. It is going to be other divisions, particularly our trading division and our engineering divisions.
That's actually very exciting. And I'm sure we cannot wait to see what's in store for Care and Cure next. Thank you so much for sharing the milestones as well as the memories that you've had over the last 25 years. It was incredibly enlightening, I could say. We continue to learn a lot from you, from your vision. And before we end the series, we would love to have you back again to pick your brain, if that's okay.
Definitely. I'll be happy to join you again.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us for one more episode. It's been a pleasure. We'll be back with more stories where we celebrate the past, engage the present, and inspire the future. This is Shana Abdurrahman, and it was 25 and beyond. We are signing off now. Bye.